Well, the problem with paint is that a lot of times, you know, you have to use natural materials to make the paint, even down to like water is a natural material that could have any number of bacteria. And, you know, we don't see it because it's so tiny, and it's not bacteria like super germs or anything, but it's tiny enough that when we add water, even more water to any of our paints, then those tiny little bacteria love the raw material that makes up paint colors and things, and they will eat it and they will grow. And so that when you go and open up a can of paint that's been sitting closed for like even a week, or depending on the color and what kind of raw material went into that color, browns and blues are really and reds are really, for some reason, the raw material they make those colors with, they sit for like a week or so, and then you open that can and the bacteria just make it stink. But they're just hungry, and and you've given them this feast of paint just by they were in the water that you added to your paint. Sometimes, depending on the bacteria, sometimes it will grow mold if it sits long enough. And the mold, there's also good and bad kinds of mold. So depending on, a lot of times, the mold will skim like on the top, kind of like when milk settles out and you get that like crust on the top. The mold will skim the top, and you can actually peel away the mold on the top layer and then work with the paint that's underneath. And it really hasn't made that much of an effect to it. Sometimes it is kind of all through the paint, and it's really, it doesn't really affect the color that much if you're willing to really use something, depending on what you're painting. If you need a paint that's really smooth and solid, you're probably going to waste your time by trying to use like a paint that has rotted, because it'll be a little chunky and